Okay, this video I'm going to talk about illegal immigration. It's a pretty huge problem on top of all the other problems we have. And the thing is, nobody's putting it in a perspective of why it is happening. It is happening for a reason, okay? First of all, it's global. It's not just happening here in the United States of America. It's happening everywhere. Just about every economically developed country that has a halfway decent standard of living is being inundated with illegal immigrants from all four corners of the earth. Now, my theory is, or at least my way of looking at it, is in the United States of America, there is nothing that happens, good, bad, or indifferent, okay? Be it illegal immigration, homelessness, rampant drug use, lawlessness, okay, that is going on where they decriminalize everything, okay? Nothing happens unless somehow somebody in the background, be it the deep state or whatever, is making money or is creating a situation that will force an agenda where it changes either the economic system, the governing system, or social behavior. Okay? All of this is planned. And anything that goes against this is eliminated from the picture. Okay? So, we ask ourselves, why all of a sudden this wave of illegal immigration? I believe it has two main objectives. Okay? The first one, and the most obvious one, and historically was always the reason why illegals were allowed into the country, is a cheap labor force. Okay? And now you have your politicians saying, well, we have to let these people in because we need people to do these jobs that no one will do. And most of them are in agriculture, harvesting fruit. A lot of it is manual labor, and we all know that most Americans now like getting these online college degrees and want jobs as nuclear physicists. They're not going to go cut lettuce or pick crops, okay, for any amount of money. So you need a labor force. And that also is an end result of how our society is done. And I'll get more into that with the education system and his student loan stuff, and that's a whole other topic. But most Americans, okay, won't do manual labor, no matter what, okay? So you need somebody to do manual labor and do it for a small amount of money, okay? So number one, that's the number one reason they let all these people from a third world country come in here unregulated. And it is, I mean, I've heard stories, I have no proof, I don't have pictures, but a lot of this stuff, like when the 10,000 Haitians were down in Texas and they couldn't fly drones, there was a no-fly zone or something where these people were trying to fly drones and take pictures of this. Haiti is an island nation. How did these people get there? Who paid for their passage to get to Mexico for them to get in there? You know, that's the question. And who transported them from underneath the bridge or wherever they were hiding? And, you know, I've heard stories and people giving me comments. These people are being brought here by our government or somebody that controls our government or whatever. They're being brought here for a reason, okay? The number one reason is the labor. Okay, like I said, the first thing, the labor thing. Um, People in this country don't want to do manual labor, and they don't want to do factory work where you have no pay, no benefits. Okay, you have to have a labor force for these industrialists to make money in their companies by having people to agree for low wages and no benefits. So where do you find that? Well, you allow people in from a third, fourth, fifth world country where, they make in a week what we get paid at the lowest rate in an hour. And when an individual like that comes here, to them, that's a big deal. You know, they'll work for $6, $7 an hour because where they come from, that's what they made in 1 week. So now you have a labor force that shows up, and granted, maybe some of them can't do the job, but you do find people that can and are willing to work and will work long hours and will do this. This is how somebody at the top can run a business, a company, or something and still make money. Okay, we're seeing what's happening in McDonald's with the $15, $17 an hour, wages. These corporations are crumbling. Okay, they can't survive. All right. So this is the one thing. The cheap labor is number one, and we all know that. And it's all, the government lies to us about all this shit. It's to keep wealthy people wealthy. That's why they're here. Now, the second thing, when it comes time, because everything's so wonderful nowadays, you're going to look to vote these people out of office. Well, now the problem is, and again, hidden agenda. They were kicking around the idea of just giving all these people citizenship blanket-wise, the millions. We're talking in the past 3 years, there are millions and millions of people who have just wandered into this country, with no control and no regulation on allowing them to emigrate here. So if you just go and make everybody a citizen, and also I've come to find out that they're paying them a benefit package, like on Social Security, they're paying them the full shot of $2,500 a month, to where people like me would have to work till I'm about 80 to achieve that amount, okay, which I can. So I paid into the Social Security system all my life, and I'm getting way less than somebody that just straggles across the border from God knows where. And this individual is getting a benefit from the federal government with the money I put into it in the past 40 some odd years. And they're getting more of it than I am. Okay? But if you make them all citizens, then they're going to vote for you. Okay? They're going to vote. They're going to figure out, somebody will interpret it for them, because God only knows what language they speak, that once you're a citizen, you go vote for these assholes that made you a citizen if you want to stay in this country. Because somebody may vote for someone that's going to reverse all this and send them back to where they come from. Okay? So these are the two things, and all of this is to benefit the wealthy, to keep their businesses running with cheap labor. And I mean, there's a lot of corporations, people did my roof. They exploit this, they do this, okay? And this is a good-sized corporation, all right? There's a lot of them that do it. And then again, to hold power, because it is becoming so obvious how corrupt and how screwed up our system of government is, that for these people to stay in power, they have to come up with another way of doing it. And it's kind of like in France, where the one guy said, when there's more immigrants and foreigners than actual native people that lived there all their lives. This changes the political balance of power, say, okay? And it's not a good thing. Well, anyway, that's my thoughts on it. The comment section's open. You know, go ahead and do your, say whatever you want, speak your mind. While this is still allowed on YouTube, hopefully they won't shut my channel down for making this video, but it is something I wanted just to get out there and have everyone discuss it. All right, thank you. Hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.